And we are live. Welcome to Live 605. I'm your host, Con, aka Shave the Man. Thanking you once again for joining us on what promises to be a very interesting live, a very systematic live, a live that hopefully will make a difference. I've had some comments through the week from people saying, yeah, Con, you're getting a bit too philosophical there. We want to, we're tuning in to hear about shaving and all that sort of stuff. It's all related. There's this interrelatedness that I wish to relate to each and every one of you. And that's a very, very important thing, particularly when it comes to grooming. Shaving is one thing, and that's part of grooming. But I like to look at a more broader, overarching principle when it comes to grooming. It's not just shaving. It's looking after your hair like I do, using the right shampoos, the right bamboo extracts and all that sort of stuff. Of course, for those that are follically challenged, you can still keep yourself well groomed. You can use any number of products to keep yourself in tip-top shape. Speaking of tip-top shape, top of the show, we've got Dave James. Hello, Dave. Hey. Nice of you to tune in. And John Hepburn, thank you, kind sir. Thank you for tuning in. In fact, you can be tuning in on YouTube as well. There's some people on YouTube there, which is always a good thing. We're trying to broaden the net a little bit so as we can reach as many people as possible and hopefully bring some value to people, which means that if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to say that thing that every YouTube person says. Hit the like button and subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the little button bell thing there. You'll feel like Pavlov's dog, no doubt. I don't want you to feel like Pavlov's dog. I want you to feel on top of the world, which is exactly where I am right here and now because I'm here with you. Thank you for keeping me company. Let's get to what this show is about. Let's drill down. Let's find out exactly what this show is going to cover. And this is the thing that I think may surprise you, although if you've seen the title of this particular live, it'll be no surprise. My question to you this evening, or this morning, depending on where you are, and people are all over the place, I don't know where, where in the world you are, but the question I'm going to ask is, when you wake up tomorrow morning, are you going to seek to evolve or repeat? Do the same thing that you do day in, day out. This is a very, very important facet of life. And this is something that I wish to share with you because you may or may not see the correlation between grooming and that. But of course, there are general life applications to evolving or repeating. But as the question sort of, implies, are you going to do the same thing tomorrow and the day after and the day after that in a sort of groundhog type of way? Or are you going to make small incremental changes to your life? And those changes could be grooming changes. There could be things that that you might change in your grooming routine. Now, I've had a lot of people that come into the store, but also that send through emails and things saying, where do I start? Where do I begin? And one could say that, don't you tire of that? I don't, and there's a very good reason, because I think that it helps people in their journey to evolve into the next step. It's all about feeling good in the end. Obviously, hygiene and all sorts of things, are important, but it's how you feel in the end. So if you're an experienced wet shaver, let's say, try something a little bit different. Try something different in your routine. Try something that you've thought about trying, but thought, I don't know, it's not really me. I don't not really go for this sort of stuff. I don't think it works. It's never worked for me. Why should I try it? They're the things that I want you to put in the comments below. Let me know. Do you try little things? Do you try them, introduce things into your grooming regime incrementally? That's the important thing, whether this happens incrementally or not. Don't make these enormous leaps. Don't try and do things, for example, that are going to change the world. and this is why, and I'm trying to share this experience with you as much as possible. When I get people coming in here and they say, "Oh, you got all these great things. I want this. I want that." Slow down. No, I would rather you had the right thing in your possession rather than have everything. More is less, and you're going to get yourself into all sorts of trouble. Not only financially, I guess. A lot of people start wet shaving to save money. If that's the case, leave now because you can end up spending a lot of money, like I do on coffee. This is my Doppio. It's a double shot long black. What am I doing drinking that at this hour? Well, I will anyway. Salud. So that's what I'm interested in. Also, type below if you're new. If you're new to this whole live thing with us, I mean, obviously you watch live. I know you might have someone else in your life. That's fine. That's fine by me. But type new below and let me know that you're new here. And I want to know because quite often, as I say, we're going out to groups, we're going to the Facebook page, and we're going to groups where there are very, very experienced shavers. But I think that newbies or people that have just come into this are seeking information, and quite often they feel silly or feel that their question is probably, it's already been asked 1,000 times before. I believe that if you've been doing this for a while, you have some sort of responsibility, I think, particularly if you're in a community, to share your experiences with others. I think that's where everyone grows. I think that's where everyone sort of benefits, okay? So that's the important thing. Okay, so this whole question of evolving or repeating, may I make the suggestion that it's probably beneficial for you and me and all and sundry, everybody, every single one of us, to look at making those incremental steps. Why would you want to avoid repeating the same thing over and over again? Well, for starters, you remain small. And what I mean by that is that you're not expanding your experiences. You're boxing, and we do it a lot. People do it with hairstyles. They stay in the same hairstyle year in, year out. You know, they're scared to make that next move, to put colour through their hair or whatever it is, okay? Or to even change the way they dress. They're stuck in that. So if you're in that repeat mode, you're wearing the same jeans, you're wearing the same clothing, the same hairdo, you're not trying things, you understand why people don't want to try things. They don't, it takes a bit of courage, I understand that. But I think it's important to avoid repeating. The other thing is it's a form of self-sabotage. You know that change is a good thing. You know that you might be able to learn something. And if you keep repeating the same things over and over again, it becomes an exercise in self-sabotage. And that's not pleasant for anybody concerned, for yourself particularly, but also for those around you, for the people that love and care for you. The other thing is you rely then on these daily routines. Look, life can be quite monotonous. So why not try something new? Why not try something different? Why not get into changing it up a little bit, okay? That will enrich you. That's what it does. It will enrich you. So try and get away from this whole repeat thing. I've done it myself. I've consciously said, no, okay, today I'm going to change a razor, I'm going to change a soap, or I'm going to let my whiskers grow for 3 or 4 days over the Easter break. I did. In fact, this is my little Easter bunny, by the way. This little pocket square that I've quite deliberately turned into an Easter bunny for the long weekend that we just had. And I just felt that, it was something that in keeping with the season. The other reason you should probably avoid repeating things is to become a victim of your own circumstances then. It's very hard. Look, I've had this question. Con, if you had hair, would you grow it out? If you could grow hair, if you weren't a bald guy, would you let it grow? With hand on heart, I say, look, I'd probably still shave my head, even if I had a full head of hair. Why? Because I'm used to it. But maybe I should have let it grow out if I could, if I wasn't follically challenged. Why? Why are we stuck in this? Why are we stuck in this way of doing things? Kurt. Hello, Kurt. My goodness, you've got Facebook user there. I didn't know who it was. Hello, Kurt. Lovely to see you on the live. I did try Cella again. First time I did not like it too much. Too sweet. Now it's better. Yeah. Look, Cella's an interesting one. People write off things like Cella and Parasso and all that sort of stuff. It's boring and all that. Come back to it after you've had a bit of experience with shaving and you'll be surprised. So change, don't get stuck in those ways. I think it's highly beneficial to try a whole raft of things. But the key here is to do them incrementally. Don't make these wholesale changes. Don't try and change everything because you'll make a mess. I think it's very important to state that up front. The other thing about not repeating is it's exhausting. Doing the same thing over and over again exhausts you, and that it's like a feedback loop. Okay, it's like a feedback loop that lets you, same old thing again. No, try different things. Matt, hi Matt. If anything, I err on the side of being too willing to mix it up and try new things. Good. That's a good thing. Try new things. Try new stuff. Go back to things that you had written off as an experienced, wet shaver or whatever. Go back to those things. Do it. We get stuck in our ways. I'm guilty as charged myself, okay? But we need to try different things. But as I say, try them incrementally. Right. So in following this whole theme of evolving or repeating, I've just outlined why repeating is not very good for the soul and for yourself and for the look and for your learning process and for the journey and all those sickening words, those feel-good words. What happens when you evolve? Well, first and foremost, you take a risk, right? The risk. Sometimes the risk is minor, okay? You're only risking, what are you risking? Okay, it's only a risk to you. As long as you're not hurting anyone else, so taking the risk will actually instill some sort of sense of achievement and enrichment. I think that's important. That's very important. I'm trying to read the comments here. Sorry, they're sort of going through, racing through. I will say hello to people as the comments come through. The other thing is you're actually doing something great for yourself. This empowers you, and people around you notice. People notice. You think they don't notice, they notice. If you're not positive, if you're slouching around and you're doing the same thing day in, day out, it's noticeable. The problem with it, and then I'll talk about systems thinking in a moment, and why I think this is important, and it's critical, in fact, is that we stop noticing to notice. Kind of profound, I know. So if you're the guy that slouches and thinks, whenever goes into the office or whatever you're doing, you become so accustomed to that you don't notice it. So that's why these incremental steps, this evolving, is very, very important. The other thing is, when you do evolve, you become an upgraded version of yourself. So you become Con 2.0 or Matt 2.0 or Dave 2.0. And that's a good thing. Might come with a few bugs, but we can iron those out. But the sense of achievement that you'll get from it will be enriching and rewarding. Trust me when I say this. It's very, very important. The other thing is that when you evolve, you kind of go through this transformation. You almost become unrecognizable. Look, I'm not the guy that was always wearing these jackets, okay? I used to wear tracksuit pants and things when I had to, when the occasion called for it. But I found that in making those incremental changes for myself made me feel good. And if I feel good, those around me are going to feel good. It's not just about you. That's the other thing. It's about others around you and how they feel when they're around you. Nobody wants to be around a sourpuss. Nobody wants to be around someone that's just, oh God, here he comes again. Just zapped all the energy out of the room or whatever. I'm not suggesting fake it till you make it, because I detest that whole thing of faking it till you make it. If you make those incremental steps, there's no need to fake it, okay? This is a process. The other thing that it does is it empowers you, because it gives you the ability to know that you can transcend the hairdo from 1997, the flared jeans that you wore in 84, the things that you were doing way back in 2005. It brings you into the moment, and that's important, again, for yourself and for those around you, in your family or in your work colleagues, and I think that can only be a good thing. So, when it comes to shaving, or when it comes to changing something, or when it comes to making those incremental steps, time and time again I say to people, Don't try and do everything, right? Change one thing. I keep saying it. It's the mantra. Don't try and buy all the latest gear. I have actively discouraged people from buying stuff when they come into the store. I say, I'll take this. I say, listen, stop, slow down, please. You mightn't like this way. You mightn't enjoy this. Don't do it. Please don't do it. It damages you, but it also damages all of us in the long run, okay? Don't do it. Take it slow. See what you think of this. Try this product, and then incrementally and slowly evolve into something else. It will enrich you more. You'll then be able to have an informed opinion on Cella, as Kurt said. You'll be able to say, listen, I remember when I used Cella, I felt like I was using glue or something, but now it's not that bad. That, of course, comes with experience and using products and knowing what to expect, because there's a baked-in expectation with products which is very dangerous. So I say to people, slow down. Please don't buy stuff. Don't stop buying all this shiny stuff, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Go slow and go incremental. Go very, very slow. Paul Phillips. Hi, Paul. How are you? I have to thank you for my transformation. I didn't start looking after my grooming. I probably wouldn't have changed my hairstyle and my diet and starting yoga. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you. Thanks for that. Look, I'm a guru. I'm a yoga guru. I do no, I don't do any of that stuff. Paul, I'm so pleased to hear that. And I've got to say that I've noticed that as well, just between me and you. No one's listening. I've noticed the transformation. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a wonderful thing. That's what it's about. Anyone can flog product. Anyone can ram stuff down people's throats. Not interested. I mean that when I say I'm not interested. Otherwise, I'd be 7-Eleven. I'd bring everything in, try and flog them. I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. What I'm interested in is the transformation. That's the important thing. Couldn't care less if I don't have the latest and greatest. What I care is that you become the greatest, but not necessarily by using the latest. Got good products here, great products. And they become even greater when you evolve. That's what I'm saying. So if you want to use something like Derby shave cream, which is $6, right? I mean, it's cheap. It's cheap. And, it's inexpensive and cheap. And start here. Use this. See how you go with it. You may think there's better. There are better products on the market. Absolutely. Start with that. That's a $6 investment. Don't even buy a brush. Smear it on. Okay, just put it on with your hands. It doesn't matter. You don't need to do any of that. You just don't. Stop buying stuff and to keep up with the Jameses or the Joneses. That was a Freudian slip. I'm not sure the pursuit of technique and of itself is emphasised enough. This applies to both. Yes, I agree. Yes, absolutely. The pursuit of technique is the critical point. Thank you. That's a great point. Technique is more important. Oh, this doesn't work for me. I don't like it. It might be your technique. It's like telling someone an uncomfortable truth, okay? And this is the problem. And I think this is why new people that come into this hobby sense that and don't want to ask questions. They kind of sound, I'm going to sound like an idiot here if I say that. Technique is key. Because I can put a mediocre soap and a razor in a person who has fine-tuned their technique and they can get a serviceable shave without having spent thousands and thousands of dollars of things. That was clearly a stab, was it? Who's this? Dave James. Who's that? Do we know? Who's Dave James? Deal with it, James. Deal with it. Yes, it was a deliberate stab, and that's because I love you. I love you all. Okay. Look, keep the comments coming. There are people that are putting up comments on YouTube as well. As I say, I don't want to gloss over things and people's comments. I really want to address all the issues here, but that's essentially what it's about. I made a conscious decision that when we'd start selling this sort of stuff, that it wouldn't be flog product. Flog, just bring it in and flog it, move it on, move it on, and put more and more stuff in people's bathrooms that they're never going to use. You're never going to use it. You're not going to use all the products, okay? So there has to, and no, I'm not going into that minimalist, throw out all your books and throw all that sort of stuff. Minimalism is great. I think it's important though to buy wisely. Hi Peter, thank you. Thanks for Peter Wolf. Ah, he's a great man. Now there's a man who can make a brush. Nice of you to join us. Look, I guess what I'm saying is, and look, this is all very fashionable and very airy-fairy and, sort of esoteric, but just take stock, sit back and say, right, what am I doing here? I'm getting shaves, yes. I'm pursuing the next thing and the next thing, the next thing. There is a caveat here, though, I have to say. And that's if you're a hobbyist. Now, hobbyists defy all logic across all human pursuits. If you're a car hobbyist, there are irrational things that a car hobbyist does. They fix up cars, they buy cars. If you're a pen collector, you will do irrational things. You will buy limited edition pens that you can sign your name with for $2-3 grand. And people that are outside of that think this person needs to be scheduled. There's something wrong with them. Why are they doing this? There are people that collect books. There are people that collect all sorts of things. There are people that are into basket weaving or paper mache or macrame, whatever it is, right? Once you go to the hobby side of things, then it becomes a totally different pursuit, okay? Then the discussion of technique isn't mentioned. It's a given. It's implicit in what's being done. It's an implicit thing. It's not mentioned explicitly. It doesn't need to be, right? We all know why we're here. We're all hobbyists. So that's a very, very important thing. Hobbyists evolve as well. And some of them, in fact, go the other way. We've seen people time and time again that sell their entire collection. They said, listen, I'm out. I'm tapping out. I've got enough stuff here to last me 15 lifetimes. I'm out. Yes, Paul, books. It sounds weird. I'm officially now going to start sleeping outside. There are so many books at home, I don't know. The only place I don't have books are in the laundry and the bath. Oh, hang on. No, I don't have them in the bath. I don't store them in the bathroom. Look, books. If you're a bibliophile, you will understand. So I think it's one of those things. Kai makes a very, very good point. Technique is very important, and that's what we should be nurturing in other people. Also, we speak to ladies that also want to do this. See, it's interesting. Ladies come to this because they want to do something that's good for themselves, but also great for the environment. There's a conscientious angle with ladies. Ladies don't come into shaving for the same reason that guys do. Guys feel they have to do it and all the rest of it. Ladies discover this way and say, look, this is better for the environment. And they're a totally different proposition. It's totally different, right? And we have to be there for them at that point because they're evolving as well. They're saying, look, I'm going to ditch the plastic. I'm not interested in shaving with plastic. I want to go for a proper safety razor. And that's an important thing. That's a very important thing. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave them below. If you're new, let us know. And if also where you're from. I know we've got some friends from the United States. It's very, very, very early in the morning there. It's almost, well, I know that in New York it's probably about 4 a.m. and in LA we're at sort of 1 a.m. Oh, yes, okay. Namesake Con Metropolis. Thank you, Con. It's very kind of you to say that. I enjoy you tuning in. Look, this live would die a very rapid death, maybe even a slow and excruciating death, if it was just about shaving. It's about empowering people. Okay, that's it. It's interesting. That's all. It's about letting people know that this will make a change. Make a change. It's corny. I know it sounds so corny. It's you probably think, what's this guy talking about? No, please have faith in me when I say this will transform your life and those around you and people around you, and they'll just wonder what the hell's going on with you. What's happening? Please look after yourselves. That's also part of the evolutionary process. This is also part of breaking away from that cycle of repetition, repeat. I'm not talking about repetition in terms of learning your piano scales or practicing your golf swing or anything like that. Okay, they're drills. Okay, I'm talking about being stuck in a rut and doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. All the rest of it, I think it was Einstein that said that. But that's where I'm coming from. It will transform you. It will make a difference. As I say, just change a few things and see, observe. You know it yourself. What am I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, you know it yourselves. But I'd like seeing it because I have seen, okay, so here's the thing now, right? All right, is there a sign up here, do this? No, don't sign up. I'm not saying one time would you sign up for anything, right? Sign up for life, that's it. What gives me joy, what gives me a kick is not chasing, and I spoke about these funnels, these sales funnels last week, and someone said they're so impersonal and they detest sales funnels. We get it, it's a model, it's a metaphor, it's all sorts of things. The most important thing is that I get joy from the transformation. Okay, there it's out. I get high on seeing a transformation in people's lives. That's what does it for me. What, if I make 10 more sales a day or 10 or 15 more sales a day, is it going to give me 10 or 15 more units of satisfaction? It isn't. It really isn't. It really isn't. Yes, there's a commercial aspect to what we all do, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in your transformation. I'm interested in people doing something, stepping up and saying, look, today I'm going to evolve, not repeat. Change one little thing. And I think you'll get a great deal of satisfaction from that. Anyway, I'm sounding more and more like, was it Tom Robbins? Anthony Robbins or something. Yeah. Maybe I'll hire out an auditorium or something and speak to everyone and scream and shout and, evangelize. I'm not interested in that. I'm just not interested. But I am interested in water. Hydration is important. It actually is important. So if you're new and you're watching this, don't go for the latest and greatest. It's not going to, I think it was William Wordsworth that said, youth is lost on the young, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. Being youthful is lost on the young. You probably won't appreciate those. You'll appreciate the artistry that's gone into these products, but you need to be with them. You've got to start, somewhere, and you don't have to outlay lots and lots and lots and lots of money. Buy this, buy that, buy this. This is why I don't do email, but I'm going to start doing some email bursts. I'm going to let people know that we've got things, coming out, and you think, I would more if you were quoting Tom Ross. You're going to have to awaken the giant within. You have to awaken that giant. See, how many emails have you had from the Stray Whisker, those of you that have subscribed? You're probably thinking, has he got the right email? I don't like being in people's faces, right? I don't like it, which is funny now, because I'm in your face now, aren't I? Let's deal with it. Don't like doing it. I want to give people choice, let them decide for themselves. I know there are people out there that have got 5 tabs open on their the internet and searching, getting the deal with this, or I'm getting the deal, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. All strength to you. Get the deal. We're not interested in the deal. We're interested in you becoming a better version of yourself. Yeah, it's pukey, but hey, I might write a book. I don't know. The important thing is that there is a transformation. Your partner, your work colleagues, members of the extended family will notice this, and they will go, my God, what's happened here? This person, there's been a transformation, and that's important. That's more important than anything else. I'm now going on and on and on and on and on and on. I've probably reached that. Have I reached that 18-minute? See, this is another thing. There's all this data that goes on behind the scenes, and they say, oh, Facebook Lives, they peak at 18 minutes. Where are we? We're at 30. Okay, so I've peaked, and you were there to witness it. You witnessed my peak. How do you feel about that? Tell you how I feel. I'm going to have a bit more coffee. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining this live. I'll continue to do them, even if there's one person watching. I don't care. People say, oh, how many people watching your live? I'm watching my live. I watch my live, just like I watch the transformation that occurs with 10 people, 20, 30, but it doesn't matter. Not interested in the flog, okay? If I was, I'd be doing something else. I don't know what I'd be doing. Anyway, Derby if you want to go, if you want to start, this thing's $5.95. Oh, there you go, $5.95. So you get some change out of $6. Look, it's okay. It's not shave cream of the gods, but you'll shave. You'll shave with it. Products like, anyway, I'm not even going to talk about product. Forget product. We're not doing products, okay? We're talking about evolve or repeat. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself, am I going to evolve in some small, appreciable way, or am I going to repeat and do the things that I've been doing all along? There's a risk. There's a risk that you go out with your cheek bleeding or whatever. But hey, Latoya does blow it away. Yes, Matt, I saw that. Saw that little sneaky comment come in. Where is he? Bring him back. Is he there? Where is he? Yes. Got to tell you something about Latoya. It's beautiful. We were carrying this soap. It was a black body soap. I think we're going to have to bring it back in again. That's just absolutely amazing. And it's made on this island. Quick story. This is true. So allegedly, this guy travelled across to this little island of Latoya with his little donkey that was looking a bit sick. I thought, oh, look, there's no point bringing him back to the mainland. We'll just leave him here for a bit. So he kind of did what he thought was the euthanizing an animal without actually euthanizing it. And so he left that poor, decrepit donkey with its rib cage showing, left the island. About 2 or 3 months later, he went back to the island and the donkey was thriving. This thing had put on weight. It was looking amazing. What's going on here? Well, apparently they found that there were enough minerals on that island that was able to bring the animal back to full health. And so this is where they developed those products, and part of those minerals and the soil and silt goes into this soap, which is very good. It's a great pre-shave soap, and it's very inexpensive. So I might look at bringing some more of that in, but bringing stuff in from Europe at the moment is a bit, well, there's some challenges, ladies and gentlemen. There are some challenges. Anyway, I think that's it. The time has come for me to say adieu, or bye-bye, or yasu, or sayonara. But I'll see you all in the next live. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, that will really mean that we can kick this thing along, and hopefully I will continue to bring what I believe is some value to everyone's life, including myself. I'm the one that needs value in my life as well. Not preachy. This helps. This stuff really does help. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next live.